Change modes. Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. So we are here with part 3. I guess technically part 6, but part 3 of the second part of the Love and Poetry series. Um, so, obviously, if you haven't seen the first 5, um, the idea is to pick a poet that I would love to just kind of hear their perspective from. I'm a poet myself, so yeah, I love to talk to other poets and just get ideas of, what feel their poetry, how long they love poetry, all that kind of good stuff. So today, my guest, I'll actually let you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Nate.
Yes.
From born and raised Detroit, live in Atlanta now.
Hey.
That's pretty much all the razzle dazzle to it.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while now, I guess. Like,
2014?
14 or 15? Yeah, somewhere in
Yikes.
that. Yeah, right.
Yikes.
We ain't seen each other in like 10 years, but like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been in Atlanta 8 years, so I haven't.
It's okay. So about 8 years then, last time we seen each other.
About 8.5, 9.
Man, that sounds about right. We both literally moved out of Detroit like the same
At the same
summer.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loki wasn't like the same week.
I think I got to Atlanta the 4th of July of 2016. Like that was
Okay, yeah.
literally.
So it was literally I moved like 2 weeks later.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, well look at us on this journey away from home, still out, because motherfuckers don't last that long. People still tell me that all the time, like, damn, you still go. Yeah, nigga,
You know what?
shit.
I got told that so much in the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna show y'all something.
Yeah. I think that's part of it. I forget you're a Scorpio, but like Scorpio and Taurus have very similar
Yes.
mindsets.
Oh
And that's kind of
my
mine too.
God.
That's definitely mine too. Because it's like, well, yeah, then you thought I could do it. Okay,
Like,
now
I'm
I
like,
keep doing it.
I'm gonna show you.
So yeah, so today again we're talking about poetry, one of my favorite topics. Since fucking I don't know, I could write. And so I mean we can go ahead and actually just dive into it. I want to start it off. My favorite question. It's very real brown sugar like. When did you fall in love with poetry? Mm-hmm. It's a good one, right?
Yeah, because I don't think it was a conscious thing. I think it just kind of happened.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Okay. So like I know like at a very very early age like I fell in love with music, but I didn't fall in love with I fell in love with lyrics.
Mm.
So, like I knew I liked like the storytelling aspect of it. I don't like I said I don't think it was a conscious like oh I like writing poetry.
Yeah.
I kind of like telling stories. I like writing stories. So I started writing at a very very early age. Like I don't even have an age range. I just always know I was
Yeah.
like somewhere writing and then like when I got my computer like I was like sitting on my computer writing stories like whole stories.
Yeah. So I'll say to give you a little
Wow, that
more
was a good
time.
question.
I know. So I'll say for me, and it's kind of happened multiple times. I think as a and not like a gloat, but like as a multi-skilled artist, like doing multiple shit, I find myself re-falling in love with things multiple times in my life.
Yeah,
because like some
that
things
makes
take a
sense.
back seat, so poetry has taken a back seat a couple times in my life, and then it's moments where I come back to it, I'm like, wow, this thing is fucking great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think one of those times was, and it actually did come a bit from music too, around 2011,
Hmm.
specifically around the time when Frank Ocean, Tinashe, SZA, fucking
Oh, okay. All
like
right.
all of them, they came out at like once at one time, and I was like, what? The Weeknd,
Yeah,
Janae, it was like they all just kind of hit at once, and then it was
yeah,
just like I related to every single fucking word they all said, and I was like,
yeah,
okay, huh?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I hadn't done this since I was a kid. I used to, look up song lyrics. Their music made me go back to doing that.
Yeah.
And then from doing that, it was like, damn, they saying some shit. I miss
Or
poetry.
I remember when I used to like back in the day when people was to buy CDs, I used to like get a CD, put my headphones on, like write the lyrics out. And that's how I learned
Ooh.
that's how I learned the songs. I used to like literally
I
write it
like
out. I
that.
had notebooks of just writing.
Really? That's fun.
It's fun. No, it was stressful. Like you don't understand how long it took me to listen to a 3-minute
Well,
song.
actually, now that I'm thinking about it, especially if you're trying to keep up with the fucking song, yeah, that's probably stressful as shit.
Yeah. But I had a deeper appreciation for the music because I knew the words.
Yeah.
Like, and I was looking at. I guess it's my interpretation of what they meant, but I was looking at what I was hearing, and I could feel it a little bit different because I'm like it's like physical at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Damn. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So what do you think fuels your poetry the most? Like the thing that really gets you to write? If there's one thing, or it can be multiple.
I would definitely say it's multiple, but the biggest catalyst for me would definitely be whatever. I don't want to say it because it sounds so generic, but whatever I'm feeling,
Yeah.
like it like my poetry is very very like introspective. Like it has a lot to do with
I saw that.
yeah. So like whenever I'm just at that point where I can't talk anymore, I got to start writing,
Okay. Okay.
and that's how
I
that's how
like
I
that.
get through it. I have to get like I'm my own therapist in that way because like it's like I'm talking
Ooh.
to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like that. Um. Hmm. So,
Oh
I mean, like, because I don't think with poetry or with art, I don't think you can actually be. Well, I'm trying to think how I can phrase it. 'Cause I was going to say I don't think you can be generic, but I think you can. But I think there is a such thing as a cliche in art for a reason.
yeah
So I say that to say, like, one of my biggest ones, honestly, is heartbreak. I can write about life, like I can write about everything, but nothing really gets me to like puts that fire in my pen.
yeah
And when
yeah
until my heart is broke. When my heart broke, I'm
yeah
like, I'm
yeah.
just.
I can see that. I can see that. And you know
um,
what? It's funny because like the my favorite stuff I've ever written goes back to heartbreak, whether it be like relationships or like family
yeah,
heart. Like it's
yeah, because I think it's easier to it's that's ironic because I think people struggle with expressing themselves, but to yourself, like how you were saying, poetry is like your therapy. I think it's almost easier in that sense to get out your pain than it is to
yeah
get to write about something else.
yeah.
Like,
I think
because
you get to be the most honest with yourself when it's only you.
yeah, yeah, you can't lie to yourself.
Well, you can, and most
You
people do,
can, okay, yeah, you can. You're right,
but
but you shouldn't.
you don't get anywhere. You don't get anywhere. Like just like pulling up. If something happened, I'm putting a whole list of lies in front of me to make myself believe that I did something right when I know I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But so like
One and one don't make two.
right. Um but then that's like what makes it interesting. It's like fucking a form of psychosis. I really I think I need to
And
be a
then that would make it
psychologist.
interesting
Anyway.
to read, honestly, because it's like,
Yeah. But like so that's what I mean. Because I've reached a point in my writing and just in my life in general where I can be vulnerable enough to myself to be like, nigga, you were the villain there. You fucked
yeah,
up. This was crazy. This was nuts. Why did you do that? Um and that way like writing becomes introspective, so it's kind of nuts for a motherfucker to lie to themselves while like in writing, like that's crazy. But I just found out people lie to their therapist, so
you know what? That's very true.
that
Wait,
is
why would
that's
you pay
nuts.
money to lie to? Anyway, that's
Ain't you going to get help? You going to get
like
help. So it's like writing, you're writing this to release, to get help. Why release fake shit? Like, I don't
it's
know.
to spin a
That
narrative.
was
They don't want to be wrong in any capacity, so they'll literally
mm,
tell more lies to seem like that.
yeah, nope, see,
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah, because
Um,
that's a rabbit hole that I don't got time. Mm.
yeah, no, I feel that. Okay, so next one.
Uh
Who
oh.
is and I'll give you three. I'll give you three options to give you some room, some leg room a little bit. I've done this enough times to know that motherfuckers need a little leg room with this one.
Okay.
Favorite poets. Three. You get to like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you get a chance to get a little room. Three of your favorite poets. It can be rappers, singers, actual poets,
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. So
Okay.
my favorite poet ever
Okay.
would be I know everybody says his name because it's who he is, but Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh
And I say
yeah, of course.
I
Of
say
course.
that
Love
only
it.
because I remember like I think my first time reading anything he ever wrote, I believe it was The Raven. I like how
Mm,
moody and how
yeah.
detailed he is, and like I said, I like storytelling. So like the fact that I was immersed like my mind
Yeah.
was blown. Um, okay, so I'll put him. Edgar Allan Poe is my number one. My number
Okay.
two,
Okay.
my number two will be a singer, and it'll be Jill Scott.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Um,
Yes, Mr. Second Long Walk. Yeah.
yeah, Miss Jilly from Philly, she do it for me every
Hey.
time. Like it's just, I like the way she puts together her words, and like it's just,
Yeah. Yeah, I
it's
feel that.
yeah, it's how she does it. It's not necessarily what she says, it's how she does it. It's like masterful.
I feel
Um,
that.
ooh, I don't want to sound cocky when I say this, but my
I
favorite poet will be
mean,
myself.
fuck it. Oh,
Oh, I would say myself.
okay. Give it to him. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, like okay. I'll give a reason. Like I gave a reason for both of the other two.
Yeah.
I'll say for myself, I like the way I write because it's very. I don't write with all the extra fancy dancy words. I like
Hmm.
my it goes right to where I need it to be. You get exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and you can follow it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I like that about my style, and you still get everything you need to be able to like, okay,
Okay.
what does he mean by this? But I get that. Like, I like that. I'm a Scorpio. I like
Okay.
mystery. I can't
Okay.
help it.
I fuck with that though. I like it. I like that.
But yeah, those are my
Yeah,
top.
I fuck with that. Especially, I mean, I love horror. I think,
Unfortunately, I do know this.
yes, yes, you do. The last one of these I did actually, the girl was mentioning Edgar Allan Poe being one of her favorites, and I think one of her earliest favorites too. But like, he introduced me to the world of horror poetry.
Yeah,
It tripped me out because I'm
yeah,
like, I love horror, I love poetry. You can put them together? What?
yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah,
So like, I'm like literally working on like a horror poetry book now. It's probably gonna take a little second, but that's my next
yeah,
thing because I'm like, shit, I want to do that.
yeah.
Um,
So
for yourself. Okay.
I was working on. Well, I am working on a book. It's kind of stalled, like you said. Like, it got to kind of put on the back burner because life got in the way. Things happen. Um,
Yeah.
but it's in no way is it horror related.
Mm-hmm.
It's very heartfelt. However, the aesthetic of it, the direction I was going, I shared it with one person,
Okay.
and that was a mistake because they didn't read anything. They saw the aesthetic of it, like the art direction, and
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not gonna read this scary shit." And it kind of like, and it was like, all right, because the next entry's gonna be about you, so don't worry about
Right.
it.
Don't even worry about it. She good, motherfucker.
Yeah,
So
dang.
actually, that just made me think about it, and it's a question I gotta ask. Now I gotta add this to my questions list.
Oh,
What's one of the most, I guess, interesting reactions you've gotten from your poetry? Like either the good way or bad way. They're like,
so
shit, it could be that one.
So the most interesting, it was somebody that thought I was very surface level, because they couldn't get in. Like it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like I don't know
So
you
you was
that well.
Scorpio. You was showing them the Scorpio.
Yeah, not on purpose, but yeah, like you
Yeah.
can't get in. Like I'm trying to fill you out. Like I'm trying to spoon feed you piece by piece, but it's not enough for you. So it was like
Yeah.
you think I'm only that. Like I'm nothing but a wall. But like I don't know how they came across one of my poetry. I think was my poetry page. It might have been because it's linked to my Instagram. So they started reading, and it was like, oh
Mm.
wow, like you have a lot of depth to you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
motherfucker, what you thought?
Yeah, and like now it's like I want to block you because you playing in my face.
But you know what though? Like, unfortunately, a lot of motherfuckers don't.
True.
So you can't even low key like I get it, but like you low key shouldn't even look at it as personal because about a good
Yeah,
75%
yeah.
of motherfuckers are just actually very dull.
But by that time it had become kind of personal because it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like we was like this all the time because you trying to force your way in. I'm like, relax, please.
Like,
Like you're making it
oh
worse.
yeah, you can tell when somebody try to force. Yeah, I feel it. When they try to force it, it just makes it worse. I'll say real quick, and then I'll give my three.
I mean,
One
because I
of the
meant to ask you.
reactions, yeah. Oh, I got him. Oh, we going there. But no, look. As far as reactions though, it was one time, and I think I shared it on one of the other episodes before. It was this white lady, like 40-year-old fucking like white woman or whatever, at my job, and I was going through some bullshit the night before. Ended up staying up, drinking fucking vodka, and just I was just kind of a wreck a little bit. And I wrote about it. Like I literally wrote poetry about what I was feeling, and so I thought like I you know when you write some good shit, you can
Yeah,
tell. So I
you
was
just
like, damn,
know.
this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I was going through it, but this shit is fire. So I wanted to show some people, and she was, sitting there in our break room, and I actually see it too. So I was like, sure, yeah, I let her read it. She said, I'm sorry, excuse me. so, so, so I'm like, huh. So like, about 3-4 minutes later, she comes back in. She said, I'm so sorry. I was reading that and I was feeling it. And I just felt so bad for you going through that. And I was feeling it myself. And it was
Oh,
so much. And I was just like, wow, huh. But like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could look at it as like, all right, goofy bitch. But like on a on a deeper level, my words were able to connect to this woman when I was like 24. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it was,
yeah,
yeah. And let me know that my shit, when it's the deepest or the most honest, can connect.
yeah. But that's one thing too. Like we have
Yeah.
as artists, like is it doesn't matter what we feel or how we
Yeah.
write it. Everybody takes their own perspective on it. Like so, like you can take anything and make it feel like it's about you. Like so
Yeah.
you might have touched on her last love. You just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you never know what or where you can connect with people. And so I
True.
think that's why I love poetry so much, because it can just connect people like that.
Yeah.
It's like, 18-year-old fucking black kid from Detroit and 40-year-old white woman from California and Indian fucking 25-year-old from New York, can
Like
all
you.
feel the same thing from reading
Yeah.
these words. So
Yeah.
that's all right, so my favorite three, okay.
Oh, now this is gonna be interesting. Let me.
Yes, and so you got to think too, because this is part 6, so I've done a couple of different, you know what I'm saying. I
Right.
get a chance to cheat a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
my first one is Jhené Aiko. I love her writing because
Love her writing.
it's my like it reminds me to dive into myself as often as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So whether what comes out is good or bad, to relate it back to spirituality, it's like accept it and
Yeah.
acknowledge it. Don't
Yeah.
push it down. And that's what I get from her writing. And I have her poetry book.
Me too.
Love it.
Me too.
Two days. All right. My next one, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this one on here before too. It's a little cliche, but he's a fucking tourist, so whatever. Shakespeare. Um and that's some of the earliest, oldest poetry I've read.
Yeah.
The youngest I can recall from an older poet is Langston Hughes, and that was from
Okay.
Black History Month. So a little bit after that, once I want to say around middle, probably around middle school. I started to get into some of his stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker is writing.
Yeah.
And it's like once you, I think I started to appreciate it more once I got in high school because I had a teacher who used to break things down for us, and he'd read it the regular way that it's written with the thou and ye and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then he'll read it like us, like somebody around the corner, like, so what he really was saying was like, hey nigga, quit playing with me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so it helps me comprehend his stuff better. And I read it, I'm like, damn, it's fucking Shakespeare. I get it. And then the last one, I'm gonna steal from you right quick. I'm gonna say me. And it's funny because I thought about that before you answered. Like, you know what? This time I'm gonna say me.
Yeah.
And then you said it. So I love it. But why I pick me is because, especially at this point in my life, like I think I've written enough. I'm like a perpetual student, so I'm always trying to learn new techniques and just add skills to my repertoire and stuff. So it's like at this point, I've learned to mix styles almost seamlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like I will write a poem that starts off with a standard stanza that'll go into alliteration and then go into like a different type and then bring it back to stanza. You know, like So I think
it makes it interesting for the reader.
Yeah,
and challenging for you. So it's I can see that.
Very, very much so. So yeah, that's me. That's all me.
I remember. I'm not sure if you remember this, but one time we had like a writing session together.
We did, and
that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about. I'm not sure if it was just like the space or the fact that it was like so much creative energy in the room. But that poem, I still have it somewhere on my laptop, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh. You gotta find it and send it to me. I do. Like as you're saying it, I'm remembering the night.
Like I don't even know what I wrote about. I can't tell you any of the words that I put down, but I know it was something about writing that poem because it was my first time actually like having like a writing session with somebody else, like sitting there writing too.
Yeah.
It made like I don't know what happened to that. I was a different person. I was in a different element, but like that feeling is what I kind of like. I go for it now. Like when I'm in my zone, like in my avatar state, like it has to be. If I don't feel that, I don't feel nothing. Like I'll go back and edit it to kind of get it to that point. Like that's how I know. Like when I'm working on something and I feel like that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. I can't touch it no more because if I do anything else, I'm gonna ruin it. So yeah. Ooh, and honestly, that was the first time I really felt like I was like, oh. This one of them ones.
It was probably like a mixture because like writing, like I do love to create with other people. Definitely like it's a whole like the energy, especially if it's like right, like y'all both actively want to, because when one person doesn't, it can be a little off. But like we both were wanting to do it, and then also like not to gloat my room. I remember my room at the time for real. Too.
I don't know. It was like pixie dust in there or something. I don't know. It must have been that wall.
it's what I do. My rooms always have like this creative, chill vibe to them. So
yeah,
you gotta see the Arizona one. You gotta see the Arizona one.
I come to Arizona.
What I mean, listen, it's cooler than I don't know. That's probably a lie. I don't know.
Yeah,
because y'all get muggy down there though. Like we don't sweat up here. It's hot as hell. We don't really sweat like that.
I don't like to be hot at all.
I mean, well, we can stay at the house until nighttime. It's okay. You can just.
I forgot it's the desert. It go from being 1,010 degrees to 10 degrees. I ain't got time for pneumonia.
But it also depends because I remember one time it was like 2 a.m. We was outside of the club. I said, I am fucking hot. What is this? I looked, that shit said 102. So yeah.
Oh hell no.
But no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's not.
For you acclimated to that. You listen. I'm good. I'm used to hot lantern. So, yeah.
Okay. So next, what's one of your favorite poems that you've written yourself, and like what was it about?
I don't have
Yeah,
one.
gosh.
I don't think
Really?
I.
I
I
mean,
don't think I
okay,
have
so
one.
not your ultimate favorite, but it's like one of the one, like one of your favorites. Let's do that. I mean, everything I write is gold, so I don't know.
Like, I wrote a poem called "Needy" maybe about 3 years ago, and it was one of the most honest pieces I've ever written about myself.
Ooh, okay.
And it was just like it was more of a confession about how I know I need a lot. However, I need the person that I need
We'll give
the
it anyway.
I need to be acknowledged in what I need.
Okay, okay.
That's pretty much the
I feel
gist of
that.
it. Like
Yeah,
I don't want you don't have to coddle me. Just understand that
yeah,
in this moment, in this space, I either need some time, I need you to leave me alone. I need you to sit
yeah,
here and let me sit here and be with me, but let me do this by myself. Like I just
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it
I
was one
feel
of
that.
those times that I was like, damn, am I asking for too much?
Okay, yeah, interesting. I
Yeah.
might need to have you on another episode because that's kind of a topic there.
Yeah. Ooh.
uh, yeah, I forget
No,
how.
no,
Yeah.
Mister. I have 7,000 books published. What's your favorite?
Well, from the man who learned to flow. Um, so one of mine's actually, I like to sometimes I like to write poems based on TV shows or movies. If I do like a TV show, I'll do like the name of a specific episode that I'm like relating it to,
Okay,
or like a film. So like one of mine's, I'll say two. Fuck it. To round it out, one of them
of
is from
course.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I get to cheat. It's my show. No. It's a season 7 episode. Matter of fact, just to shout it out because I have season 7 on DVD.
You are such a
Um,
nerd. I love it.
I am. So the episode is called Conversations with Dead People. And in the episode, every character is having their own encounter with a different dead person who's like, one is giving one of them therapy, the other one is like trying to give them a message, and another one is trying to trick the other person. So it's like, but the whole point is throughout this whole single night that they're talking to dead people.
Okay.
And I wrote a poem, called Conversations with Dead People, and it was more so about the pain that I was going through at the time. Like I have
Hmm.
this habit of when I'm going through something, kind of wanting to escape. And I
Yeah.
was at this point where I was doing a lot of shit to escape. And I was like,
Hmm.
damn, like, I probably should be doing all this shit, huh? And I just thought about like, my brother who had passed and my grandma, and just like all these people in my life that had passed, and like
Hmm.
how they would be talking to me in this moment.
Yeah.
If like
Oh.
so, yeah. And then the other one is John Q, the fucking movie. I was
Lord.
always clumsy as hell. I'm still a little clumsy. It's gotten better, but
I
I
mean, I
don't
think the
know.
last time I saw you, you had your foot was sprained or something like that. So that's on brand for
That
you.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably my knee, I think. I don't
No,
know.
it was your foot. Wait,
Yeah.
it
Yeah, I
was
think, did you?
both.
It might have. I think it was my. I want to say it was my knee, though. But I
Something was
don't. I don't
wrapped
know.
up.
Honestly, I
Something.
don't. Yeah, something was hurt. But that's the point. So like I've always been like that. But like I related that to my heart, being clumsy with my heart. You know
Mhm.
how the son needed a heart transplant and
Right.
things like that. So I
Oh,
was writing about saying like, damn, like maybe I need a fucking heart transplant too. So I won't be so fucking clumsy with this motherfucker.
I need to try that.
Yeah,
I need to try
yeah,
that.
it's so far.
Hmm.
So yes, those are
You
my
made me
two of
think
my
about
favorites.
a poetry, like a piece of poetry I wrote. Ooh, I don't even know how long ago this was at this point.
Mhm.
But Oddly enough, for me not to like scary movies, I don't like anything scary. It was along the lines of horror,
Oh,
but I got at that point it was like a really really dark time in my life,
mm.
and I
Shit,
had
you
come
should
across this.
find that.
I came across. I might have it. I think I put it in Evernote, like the all that stuff saves. But I
Yeah.
wrote it. I came across a song by Tank called "Dead Man Walking,"
Mm.
and
Okay.
his song had nothing to do with what I wrote. However, the vibe, it was like a continuation from what he
It just
said.
matched. Yeah.
I was like, when I read it back, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece just called me.
Uh,
Um, but that goes back to me saying like when I fell in love with words, I fell in love with lyrics. And I
yeah.
still
That's
and I
right.
still I still to this day, like when I'm writing, all of my poetry
Mhm.
literally is music.
Same, same. Yeah, I think I
So
hear it as a song first,
like I have to hear it.
and
I have to hear
then
it as music for me to write it the way I need to get it out. Like it's almost awkward for
yeah,
me
I feel
to
that.
it's awkward for me to even write a piece of poetry without like me trying to recite my poetry. It's always
Yeah,
awkward
I feel that.
because like I can't get it to come out the way I wrote it ever.
I mean, but I think you have to just let it come out how it sounds, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but then I
Like,
start sounding like Maya Angelou, and I don't like that.
I think that's inevitable. Like,
Like,
because you sound like I think it's more so just the seriousness of it. Maybe
yeah, I can
I
see
don't
that.
know.
But no, I'm like, who are you? Like when I start reading, I'm like, just stop. Like this.
That's interesting.
I hate it. I hate
This made
it.
me think real quick. Immediately, my mind immediately went to Medea's family reunion.
In
With
and
my
out, in and out, in and out. Okay,
I
I hate it
reached.
so much.
Your hair hung like a hive of honeybees. Yeah, fuck, I love that shit. I can literally,
No,
but like the crazy thing is, I can recite that poem. It's fucking hilarious, but it's also a really good fucking poem.
no, it really
It's actually really
was.
fucking beautiful, but it's like I couldn't get past her voice for so long.
You know
I
what?
finally read it one day and I was like, okay, this is actually really beautiful.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember the poem like that. However, I remember the song that Johnny Gill sang.
Yeah, yeah. See, now I gotta watch that.
Yeah, like I always
um,
anytime there's music in a movie that I really like, I'll learn the music first. Then I'll go back and learn the movie. Like I don't know. Like anything musical gets me every time.
I fuck with that.
Every time.
Um, so okay. Um,
Uh-oh.
if you want, so this is like the part of the show where I ask a poet if they would like to recite one of their poems. I can go first if you want. I have one ready. I was just looking through and I was like, oh shit.
No, I
But
found I found hmm. I found a piece of something that I've been working on for a minute.
okay,
I think I'll read this one.
okay.
Now this is something I won't give too much away. I'll just read it. Um,
I mean, you can
this
share after if you want, but
okay. It's called Muse.
ooh, I like that.
Um, Muse me. I give you permission to use me. I'll teach you about hurt and a little pain. I'll give you all the things I have to lose. Everything I have to offer is yours to gain. Consider this a gift from me to you. I'll bear with you my soul and wrap it in cellophane. It can all be yours, every part of me. I give you all that I've hidden. Just bear with me. an exchange of energy, a passing of ownership. I'll keep. I'll let you keep everything if it means I can get rid of anything.
Okay.
And yeah, like I said, that's called Muse, and I've been working on a project,
Mm-hmm.
including this, for a while. And like I said, it was a situation I was dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
similar to the one about the push and pull of trying to have somebody push their way into your life, and it's like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
But then it was like, okay, you want it, I'm gonna show you
Yeah.
why you
Okay.
don't. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it was a little toxic. It was a thought. I
Yeah,
did this
but
this
it's
this it never happened, but I was thinking
no.
it. Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
not
it.
bad though. You got it
Yeah,
out. Like that's the point. I think
yeah.
poets get their shit out. We get to get our shit out.
I was thinking,
I like
Jesus
it.
Christ. Thank you. And believe it or
Yes.
not, that was the first time I've ever read poetry for anybody.
Really? Yeah, because I
Ever.
think I've read some of yours, but like I read it. Like, you
Yeah,
shared it, but I read it. Yeah.
yeah. Even the
Oh,
time we were writing together, I gave you my computer. I was like, I'm not
well,
reading this.
I'm
You read it.
honored.
You know.
Thank you. Thank you
You
for
know.
sharing that and being on my show. That's great.
I mean, you
It's a
asked me to
beautiful
come here and
moment.
do this, so I was like, okay, all right, let's make it special.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. All right, so the one that I'm picking is from my third poetry book, The Man Who
Okay.
Learned to Flow. It's called Ghost of Mars. It's another movie one. Have you ever seen that? It's like with Ice Cube and fucking.
I remember
I
the
think it's
title.
like
I can't say I've seen the
yeah.
movie.
All right. Well, so I mean, it's literally what it says. Fucking ghost on Mars. Um, and yeah, it's just kind of about me not feeling seen, but then also realizing I don't want to see the other person either. Like as much as I'm feeling unseen, I'm like, damn, I actually haven't seen you either.
Yeah.
So I guess for ghost. So okay, I don't see you, but that's okay because you don't see me too. Maybe we're just ghosts, and wherever we're close, there's chaos. Maybe we're poltergeists, but I don't see you, and that's okay because you don't see me. Maybe we're invisible. Cellophane twins just dancing in the wind and missing all the hues. Is Casper my cousin? Shit, is he yours too? It's the only reason that I can think of as to why I see through you. But that's okay, because you see through me too. Glass ain't never been clearer than it is when we're both in the room, and I think of the times I had to beg you to look at me. The words from your lips said, I see you, but do you? Because I don't see you. And that's okay, because you don't see me too. How could you, with the words that you use to describe my being, is so off base? Like I'm not hearing your face. You must be thinking of another dude. But I don't see you. And that's okay because you don't see me too. So we must fake our knowledge of each other, loving someone who doesn't exist. Maybe it's supposed to see another. Maybe I'm supposed to go find my bliss. Maybe we're supposed to reconnect after we're both no longer blind. Maybe this is the end of the show and we're just running out of time. Right now, I can't see you because I don't see you. And I don't want to see you because you can't see me. You don't see me and you don't want to see me. So, ironic. That's
All
it.
right.
Yeah. Ghost of Mars. Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
everybody who check that out, The Man Who Learned to Flow on Amazon now. Anyway,
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
yes, actually, another shameless plug, real quick. I mean, you're mentioning your book and stuff. I do writing services for people if you want to get some help on that. Talk to me to the side for that later.
I ain't no way.
I mean, no, like ghostwriting, I get it. Life happens, and I'm a quick writer. I
No.
fucking, but yeah, just not not
I'm
not
good.
forcing
Thank
anything, but
you.
just
You know.
okay. I feel it.
Yeah. That project's way too personal for me to even have
I feel
somebody
that.
else. Yeah.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that.
Now
I don't
somebody
know if I
care
would
about
do
it.
a poetry book. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. So okay, we can like kind of wrap it up a little bit. The last thing I actually want to, I guess not necessarily a question per se. Well, yeah, I guess so. Do you have any advice for poets? Newer poets, beginning poets, poets who maybe have fallen off. and want to get back to it are just poets.
Yeah. As a fellow poet that's fallen off or gets distracted, um, show up with yourself
Mm,
as
okay.
authentic as you can. Like, don't get too caught up in what you
Uh,
think others would think of what you're writing.
mm,
It's
okay.
focus on getting out what you have to get out, and it'll
Yeah.
it'll find its way out the way it needs to. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be pretty all the time, but
Yeah.
just get it out.
Hell yeah.
Especially
Cause
when you trying to get back into the swing of writing. Oh my god, it's a
oh
muscle
yeah,
you
do not
have to.
expect that shit. Yeah. 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 Legit. Yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite pieces. I think I mentioned that as my advice on one of the episodes. So I'll say this time, study. Fucking study. Study, study, study. No matter what, creative medium you do, studying is always kind of like key, or one of the keys anyway, to getting better,
Yeah,
Um, like again, not to gloat, but my writing has gotten this good because of the years I've put into it. You know what I'm saying? At this
true.
point, 2 decades.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
I've read some of the greats and some of the oldest, and I check out newer people, and I've watched the Deaf Poetry Jams and things like that. Like I'm
yeah,
always looking for opportunity to enhance my skill set. So I think
true.
as a poet, that's one of the best mediums to really study because it's so much. There's so much to
True.
fucking study
True.
about
I mean,
words.
and to add to that too, you can find inspiration in anything,
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Oh
Like
yeah.
for a long time, I was like, I don't know how I got into it, but I started watching rap battles just to hear the like how they put words together, how they put
Yes.
their ideas together, and it kind of like it brought a whole different spin to how I was writing at that time. Like, and I still kind of put those elements in there, like just the like the wordplay of it, like that part, that
Yeah.
element of it is really really fun.
Hell yeah. I love hip hop is people don't look at it. I mean, that's why I got my Pac shirt on when we was doing this. I'm like Pac, poetic justice,
Okay, I
like
see the connection now. I didn't. Okay,
yes.
all
See
right.
how
I see what you did.
it's the little details. Like every time I try to do an episode, I try to make sure whatever I'm wearing kind of
Gotcha.
relates. So
His book,
that's a
by the
lot of
way,
graphic tees.
his book
Mm,
was
yeah,
fire.
yeah. Actually, yeah. Let's mention him real quick before we end it.
How can
Yeah,
we not?
Pac. I don't know why. Yeah. What is it? Concrete Rose, I believe it was. That's like
A
my
rose from the
favorite.
what? A rose from the
A
concrete?
Rose from Concrete. Yeah, yeah,
Something like that. We know what we're talking about.
yeah. We got it. We're here. But no, I appreciate you so much for doing this. Are you still nervous, or did I do a good job as a host?
I'm good now. You have to
Okay,
call me
okay.
out.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I've mentioned it before. Like, a lot of people do feel like that sometimes before we do
Yeah,
it, and then we do it, and it's like,
yeah.
oh shit. It's like, yeah, but I think that comes with good hosting skills.
It was all right. It was good. It was good. It was good.
No, thank you. I definitely want to have you back. Probably not for the poetry one, just because I feel like we probably mentioned a lot of the same things, so that's fine. But for a different topic, if you're down,
Okay.
yeah, I'll definitely let you know. But before I let you go, after you're ready to do 2 or 3 more of these motherfuckers.
Thanks.
um, if you would like, you can definitely let the people know where to follow you or where to find you or anything like that.
Um, my Instagram is shut up Nate dot jpg. I'm not sure if we can
Hey.
post this right there or not.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah. I mean, yeah, I can add that in. I can add that in for you. I got you. I got you.
but that's the easiest way to find me. My poetry page is tagged in the bio to that. That's about it when it comes to
Yeah.
finding me. I'm
I
not that
mean,
hard to find.
okay. I mean, I was gonna say you gotta let them know to be on the lookout for the poetry book too. It's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
It's
It's
coming.
about to.
Let the
I'm about to
people
do a
know.
whole. I'm about to do a whole revamp and actually put it together the way it needs to be put together. Because at first it was a little
Okay.
baby, it was a little idea. I was starting to throw stuff at the wall, but now it was like a.
Yeah,
I'm grown approaching it, so I want to. It's a certain way I want to have it done,
I feel that.
And it got to be done right.
Hey, I get it. I have 3 poetry books available now on Amazon. So I get it, you know. I appreciate you. I will definitely hit you up soon for
thank you.
one of these lovely episodes.
All right. Well, you have my number.
I got you.
Your number is still been the same contact name since 2014-ish.
Yeah, I've not changed my number. I just feel like I shouldn't. So at this point,
I definitely changed mine. Mine.
I've had some problems with my number a couple of times. I just said fuck it.
Oh no, not because no problems. I got rid of that number because I was like, you know what? I'm a different person now. Fuck y'all.
Goodbye, Nate.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.